In today's video, I'm going to make this Haagen Dazs chocolate hazelnut ice cream. It's a chocolate ice cream with a hazelnut chocolate kind of swirl to it. It used to be really good, and now it's absolutely shocking. So let's talk about what went wrong with it and make it as good as we always wanted it to be. Yeah, I love this flavor. Like a milk chocolate profile ice cream with, to coin Ben & Jerry's term, chocolatey kind of swirl that was hazelnut flavored. And it was really nice. And for some reason, they changed the recipe for their chocolate hazelnut swirl, and it's just grainy, gritty, and pretty nasty now. And I even got in contact with them, and they fobbed me off with crap saying that they changed the recipe to suit people's palates across the world. Excuse my language, that's just bollocks. That's just crap that some large corporation has told you because they're trying to cut costs and make more money off of the people that buy it. So when you look at the ingredients, let me get my phone. I'm going to put a screenshot of this actually up here while I read it. But it is chocolate hazelnut ice cream. Ingredients is cream, concentrated skimmed milk, sugar, chocolate hazelnut swirl, which is made up from icing sugar, palm oil, sunflower oil, hazelnuts, cocoa, milk ingredients, natural flavoring, sunflower, lecithin, liquid egg yolks, unsweetened chocolate, cocoa, and natural flavor. So a couple of things to kind of point out in there and try and let you understand what they put in there, because it's really difficult to tell now. Concentrated skimmed milk. So that is a fancy ass way of saying they have taken milk solids, so skim milk powder, dairy proteins, that kind of thing, and put it into skimmed milk to increase the solids. That is one way to do it. And you can also take skim milk, evaporate off some of that water to increase the solids in your resulting liquid. Same thing, two different ways of getting to the same result. That's what that is, okay? Loran hazelnut. The flavor profile of this is exactly the same as the Haagen Dazs ice cream, so we're gonna get pretty close to it. So what are we gonna need for this Haagen Dazs chocolate hazelnut ice cream? For the Haagen Dazs chocolate hazelnut ice cream base, you're going to need 700 grams of 2% milk, 327 grams of cream, between 33 and 36% fat, 257 grams of sugar, 65 grams of skim milk powder, 35 grams of 70% chocolate, 45 grams of cocoa powder, between 20 and 24% fat, 60 grams of egg yolks, 5 grams of vanilla extract. And for the actual hazelnut chocolate swirl, we're going to do this a little bit better quality than Haagen Dazs do, because that's the crappiest part of the whole thing. And for that, you're going to need 150 grams of milk chocolate, 30 grams of cocoa powder, 60 grams of milk, 20 grams of refined coconut oil, 10 grams of corn syrup or honey, and 7 grams of hazelnut extract. Let's get everything ready for the ice cream base and get going. This is making a 1.5 litre batch. If you're making it in a Ninja Creamy Deluxe, then halve it. If you're making this in a normal Ninja Creamy, then divide it into 3. So 700 grams of milk, 327 grams of cream, 257 grams of sugar, 45 grams of cocoa powder. I'm using 7 Hills cocoa powder because it's a milk chocolate profile, 35 grams of 70% chocolate. This is actually 75%, but it's close enough. 65 grams of skim milk powder, 3 egg yolks, so 60 grams. You know, it's not going to be the end of the world if you use 2 or 4. So, you know, somewhere around that. That's all the ingredients. Apart from the vanilla extract, we're going to put that in once it's cooled down a bit. So let's get this on heat. Bring this up to around 75 degrees centigrade, which is this in Fahrenheit. We're getting up to that temperature because we're going to cook the egg yolks, get that lecithin out of them, and enable the lecithin to actually do something to our recipe. If you don't cook the egg yolks, then what's the point of putting them in? Because the lecithin will do nothing. You'll get a very mild eggy kind of taste, and it won't benefit the ice cream. If you overcook your egg yolks, you're going to scramble them. So 75 centigrade. Whilst the base is heating up, a couple of notes. If you want to use a stabilizer, you absolutely can. Around 1.2, 1.5 grams per kilo in this recipe. You can heat egg yolks up to 85°. Just keep stirring them. Any higher than 85, so you know, if you go up to 90, they're going to start cooking out. So just be careful with that temperature. If you want to use a stabilizer, maybe go for something with a lower temperature range. If you can't get a cocoa powder that's a milk chocolate profile, then use less of a stronger dark chocolate profile cocoa powder. It's absolutely fine. Cocoa powder generally doesn't have any sugar in, so if your cocoa powder has sugar in, then you're using drinking chocolate, which is a very different thing. So please don't do that. So I heated this up to 82 degrees centigrade. For transparency, I used locust bean gum as an aside. So stabilizer is optional in this because we're using the eggs. So we're using the lecithin to bond the ingredients together. You can get a better result by adding a small amount of stabilizer for this. So this is a 1.5 kilo batch. So if you want to add stabilizer, up to 1.5 grams will be enough because we have, that's not eggs, the eggs in here as well. So with that all heated up, let's get this in our container. That will go in the refrigerator, and we're going to add our vanilla extract just before we churn. So we are going to pre-chill our ice cream machine down, and whilst that's happening, we're going to prepare our milk chocolate hazelnut ganache. So in this pan, we're going to start with our good quality milk chocolate, and we are going to add in our cocoa powder. I'm using 7 Hills cocoa powder, it's great. Into that, we're going to add our coconut oil. This is refined, so it doesn't taste of coconut, and then followed by our milk. Any kind of milk you like is fine. This is going to go on a hob, and we're going to heat it up. It's going to look really dry to start with. Don't forget the corn syrup or honey. And once it's heated up, we're going to add in our extract and pour it into a container. Let it cool down a little bit. I'm going to pop it in the fridge for about 5 or 10 minutes until the ice cream is churned. Now we're going to take the ice cream base out and stir it up nicely. But before we do, in goes our vanilla extract. It's a really nice vanilla extract. I've mentioned this before, I'm sure. Let's get it stirred, get it in your machine, and get it spinning. Next, we're going to start loading up. Really nice texture, as you can see. And we're going to layer in our ice cream and our chocolate hazelnut. It's kind of like ganache fudge. It's delicious. And just keep layering it up. Give it one kind of mix, but don't overstir it because you want some big chunks of that ganache in there. Pop it in a freezer because now it's time to dish up. Haagen Dazs chocolate hazelnut. I made 2 versions of the add-in. Actually, I did the ganache version, which is the one that I filmed, and I made a slightly more traditional version just using chocolate, coconut oil, and the hazelnut extract. They produced 2 different results. One is like a chewy chocolate hazelnut, which is this one, and the other one was a kind of a little more traditional snap kind of chocolate. But the flavour of the ganache one is perfect. To be fair, the flavour of both was perfect. Oh, honestly, that ganache is just heavenly. That's a massive spoonful of it. The Haagen Dazs version is kind of somewhere between the two. It's not just a chocolate snap, and it's not a ganache version. It's some weird hybrid. Personally, I prefer that ganache version. It's just heavenly. The flavour is absolutely spot on. You've got a really nice milk chocolate ice cream. You can make this without egg yolks, no problem at all. Just take them out, use stabilizer and emulsifier. It really helps. Emulsifiers really help in chocolate ice cream because you've got different types of fat in there. And it helps to bring those different sources of fat together with the water to create a much more uniform base. The ganache, yeah, I know it's a little bit more work than, melting chocolate and put a bit of coconut oil and extract in there, but it's really, really worth it with this. You get exactly the same flavor profile as you do from the Haagen Dazs chocolate hazelnut, but a much better texture ice cream, and that hazelnut ganache is brought from angels down into your bowl. It's delicious. I've been meaning to make this for quite a while. It was suggested 18 times in the comments of various videos, so here you go. Haagen Dazs chocolate hazelnut. thanks very much for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. It really helps this channel grow. And I will see you next week when I make some other ice cream that I don't know currently what that will be.